Hello, everybody. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Many of you, like me, run labs that have large numbers of switches where students go in and they do configs, then they leave a config on it. Then we have to go in there and do an erase start, delete del flash colon vlan.dat, and then reload it. I had one of my instructors ask me about a way to automate that, or at least make it easier. And so I went looking and found a tickle. I call them tickle or TCL. I call them tickle scripts. I don't know if that's really what other people call them, but that's what I call them. But it's a TCL script. So what I want to do is I want to first show you how we're going to use this tickle script or TCL script. Now, TCL is a scripting language that's been built into the iOS. And I'm going to start out with I'm in NetLabs, but this will work on a regular switch too. You would just paste into the actual console. I've got a reverse telnet session, so that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just pasting it into the console. Let's imagine I'm on a switch and the student has gone in. They've changed the switch name to SW1. They've added some VLANs, VLAN 10 name, VLAN 10. It used to be you could do that. You actually put it all in one line. You can't do that anymore. Name, students, VLAN 20, name, Bubba, VLAN 30, name, Battletech, one of my favorite games. Type exit again, do a write, which is just short for copy run start. I use the old commands. Now, if I did a show startup config, you would see that the name has been changed to SW1. You also will see if I do a show VLAN, you'll see that there are the three VLANs, students, Bubba, and Battletech. So you've sat down at this switch and you're like, oh, wow, student left it again. So I'm going to have to get rid of the startup config and get rid of the VLAN.dat. Well, what you can actually do is you can load a TCL script or tickle script onto the device. Now, here's the script I've found. I actually found one on the internet and then I modified it slightly. The one I found on the internet was getting rid of another file and actually setting the SDM to be dual IP IPv4. I took all that out. What you'll see is this script is going to create a script called reset.tickle. It's going to first do a copy run start in case that hasn't occurred, because it can't erase startup if there's no startup. It would actually get an error message. So it does this to ensure there's a startup config to erase. Then it erase the startup config, force delete the VLAN.dat, and then we'll reload the switch in 1 minute. Now, you can say cancel if you want to, but by default, it will reload in 1 minute. So what I'm going to do is show you how to put this script in. Now, the first thing you could do is you could just go in and you could type TCL SH. Notice I'm not in global config. I was just in privilege exec mode, and I typed TCL SH. And this is a 2960 switch, so it's one of the switches that are most common in our environment. And I'm now in tickle subconfiguration mode. I could literally just type in puts open and put this in line by line and enter it. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to copy. Then I'm going here, and for you, you would just paste it into PuTTY or whatever. I'm in a NetLab Plus system, so I'm going to paste to terminal, which is exactly the same as pasting into. And you'll see what happens. It's going to drop it in. And this is exactly how you could also type it in if you wanted to do so. Okay. And when it's done, just hit enter and you're back at the tickle script. Now, I had in all my testing, I had to actually exit to get it to free up Flash. So type exit. And now if you do a dir, you will see you've got a new thing in Flash called reset.tcl. And that tickle script is there. So now if I go back into TCL shell, TCL SH, and I type source flash colon reset.tcl and hit enter, you'll see what it does. It first does the copy run start, erases it, and now I can actually type exit. And actually, if I just let it sit here, I could, if I was doing this in a lab, I'd just go to my next machine and do it. But you'll notice what it's actually done. If I do a dir now, the startup config is gone, the VLAN.dat is gone. The awesome thing though is once you put this reset script onto your device once, you don't have to put it on there again and again and again. So in 1 minute though, this device is going to reboot itself and it's ready to go. Here's an example of a switch that I've actually, it's a different switch. I'll show you that one in a minute. But it's a switch that once you get it loaded and it reloads, the reset script is there, and you never have to put it in again unless someone accidentally deletes the reset.tcl. So once you place it on your device, use that process of pasting it in or typing it in, either one. And again, if you're watching this and you're on the internet, this is the script. You can just put it into a Word document exactly like this, and it will work. You can drop it in your TCL shell, particular shell. And now you can see the device is starting to reload, and it was requested by the TCL script. So this script is a simple way to set up your lab devices, or any device. I mean, you could technically put this on a production environment device. I don't know why you would, unless it changed configs very often. But it's extremely useful for your lab devices, because once you put it in there, that reset tickle stays in, and you will be able to use it again and again in order to delete the switches in case your students have left things on it. Also, your students, you can teach them to use this reset script. I will tell you this though, make sure your students know how to do an erase start and a delete /VLAN.dat, and then a reload. They need to know the full process before we let them start using this reset script. Otherwise, they'll think the reset script is on all devices, and it's not. It's something we placed on the device itself. So I hope this little script is helpful, and I just want to go ahead and let you know again, I got this off the internet. I did a search, found this on one of the Cisco forums, modified it very slightly, and used it. So if you're the original person who created this reset script, thank you very much. I do not remember who it was. I didn't see the name, but I really do appreciate it, and thank you for it. So I hope this has been useful. It's a simple way to reset switches using TCL or Tickle with a reset script.